Community Kitchen with Esther and Nath, and today we're doing another family favourite, fried rice.
G'day everyone. Yeah, so tonight this is a great meal to do on a budget, and when we had hungry teenagers, it was a great meal for just shoveling at them in large amounts and filling them up. It was fantastic. So I'm going to go wash my hands and then come back and we'll start prepping. So the heart of our fried rice is rice. So we're using a rice cooker tonight. You can use absorption method, you can boil it, however you like to cook it. And I recommend a long grain rice. I'm using basmati. It's one of the better rices for you, and it makes a very nice loose fried rice. So I'm putting in a couple of cups tonight for dinner. And for Esther, I'm going to do some sneaky cauliflower rather than rice. But you can use long grain rice, you can use jasmine, even a medium grain like a Calrose or something you could use. I wouldn't use a short grain rice because they tend to get a bit sticky. Much better for things like risotto or rice balls and things like that. Not so good for fried rice. So in my rice cooker, I found it's just very simple, 2 to 1.
Fighting with a dog at the same time.
Yeah, why don't you say hello to Teddy? Hi, Teddy.
Hi, Teddy. He's trying to eat my chair.
He's a very helpful helper.
So sorry about the unsteady angles there.
That's alright. While she's attacking you, she's not attacking me.
Okay, so I had to back a bit so I could get the whole kit and caboodle in.
Technical camera work there.
If you're going to do absorption method, what would you use ratios and times?
I would read what's on the packets because it can go different from variety to variety, and I can't remember exactly what absorption ratios are. But yeah, just pay attention. You can even do that baked rice where you put it in the oven with stock or water and slow bake it so it absorbs that way too. Makes a very tasty rice. So I'm just going to click that on. I'm going to prep the rest of my ingredients, and we'll come back through the magic of video editing with everything prepped. Alright, now back after the magic of editing. Oh, perfect timing. Rice just finished cooking. I've chopped up 3 spring onions, 4. There was 4, there was a couple of small ones in there. The whites, keeping them separate from the greens.
I'll do a little close up.
Yeah. I've chopped up some bacon here and some Chinese roast pork, with the yummy char siu sauce around the edge.
There we go.
There we go. That's a spring onion, that's the top bits, that's the bottom bits. Thrown in half a dozen eggs into a bowl and chopped up a chalk. Now if you've got leftover roast beef or leftover roast lamb, pork, any will work in this. I'm just doing this, it's based on a recipe shown to me by my mother-in-law, hi Maudie.
And tried and tested.
Oh yes. Now, it's changed a little bit over the years with our family cooking and that, but
served very recently though to an Indonesian friend of my mother's.
And she liked it.
Gave it the big thumbs up, so you're not doing too bad there.
Yeah, and I thought Esther was being very mean getting me to cook Indonesian food for a lovely Indonesian lady who's a good cook. So, anyway. So, I'm going to start now.
Yeah, to be seen to be believed.
Yeah. I've got half a dozen eggs here. Now, if you've got more eggs, you can put more eggs in. If you've got less eggs, less eggs. Though sort of the heart of the Indonesian fried rice is the egg and the chicken. So I've got half a dozen eggs here. You can use more, you can use less. Now into a hot wok or pan if you haven't got a wok. Oil. Now you heat up your wok until it smokes, and And then you throw your oil in. I'm just using our canola oil. You could use peanut, you could use any of those high smoke point oils we've talked about earlier. So we'll let that heat up so it just starts smoking, and we're going to make our omelette.
Just do it.
Just starting smoking.
Yeah, now you can see it.
Beautiful. I'm sure there's very efficient ways of doing an omelette in a wok, but I'm just gently building up some curd. And then as it firms up, I'm going to sort of chop it into bits and then throw it back into my mixing bowl, which will cook the last little bits of egg that are hiding in the mixing bowl. And that'll get added into my fried rice later.
If you don't feel confident in doing this, you can always do an omelette and cut it up.
Yeah, just do a normal omelette and slice it up on the chopping board. That's how I used to do it. Then I got lazy and worked out I can sort of do this semi-scrambled egg style in the wok. Now we might get distracted here and there because we do have a 10-week-old puppy bouncing around wanting to be included.
You have to start putting lines.
Yes.
No crossing lines when we're cooking.
Yes. Alright, so put that back on to just mix that through to make sure that egg down the bottom gets cooked by the latent features.
It'll be cooked again anyway, so it's not really a danger of any raw egg.
No, most definitely not. It gets cooked twice. So we're just going to heat up the wok again, get that more heat in. So Esther, you stay there.
Oh, while we're there, next to the wok, we've got a pot of...
Stock happening. Well, that was tonight. There was a supermarket chicken you saw chopped up earlier. The carcass is in there with some celery, an onion, bay leaf, some other herbs from the garden. I'll put a little bit of salt and pepper in with that later.
So you get 2 meals out of one chicken.
Yeah, cook that for a good 18 hours and you have a nice stock. So a little bit more oil. Again, just spread it around the wok. Because I'm using an electric stove, I've got to try and keep it in contact as much as possible to keep that heat up. Now at this stage you could throw in some spices if you wanted.
Mushrooms too?
Yeah, you could cook up some mushrooms, you could put in some Chinese spice, cumin, whatever you would like. Ginger, garlic. Tonight we're going to keep it simple. Just onions, our bacon and Chinese pork. And that was just what we had from sandwiches today. The Chinese pork from the supermarket in the deli. Just for that yummy char siu marinade around it.
So this is what you use when you run out of bacon?
Oh, it just adds a nice little extra bit of flavour. And you can even throw in a little bit of char siu sauce.
You have all the ingredients.
Yeah. I had all the ingredients, I had plenty of bacon. I just decided that's what I wanted to do, to get that little bit of char siu.
You can make the boys into problem.
No. You could do some fresh prawns at this stage. Yeah, that is yummy. Or if you've got cooked ones, you throw them in a little bit later. Throw some peas in here, fresh or frozen. Some beans, some corn, depending what you like. It's just whatever you got. So we're just cooking that bacon and that onion. So we're just going to cook them through till it's nicely cooked. Now I've got a second pan here, that's for Esther's fried rice, which, because it's potato, is not going to have any rice in it. So that's where we're going to put our minced cauliflower in. And it makes a very nice fried thing. Can't call it fried rice anymore, but it's a very nice
Fried cauliflower.
fried cauliflower. Indonesian fried cauliflower, because they're famous for their fried cauliflower dishes. I'm sure actually they must do have fried cauliflower dishes, I'm sure. Thanks, Jess.
Yep.
Alright. Chicken.
Yeah. That's one whole chicken.
That's one whole chicken. Don't have to use that much meat. You can go less. You can go more.
You can go vegetarian too.
You certainly can go vegetarian. The mushroom and the veggies. Eggs if they eat eggs. Don't put eggs in if they don't eat eggs.
Yeah. And then you probably have lean a little more heavily on the spices that you pop in as well if you're not having that meat.
Definitely. Definitely, because you want that flavour, and you'd have garlic and ginger and all yummy stuff. You could put in some fennel, dill. So basically, we're just heating that through so that it's all nice and hot. And when we put the rice in, now while that happens, I'm going to quickly prep the cauliflower, so I'll get back to you in a minute because it's really noisy and it's not going to be fun to film. Thanks. Alright, so I've blitzed some cauliflower.
So you can't believe it's cauliflower. Looks like rice.
Yeah. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to fry that up just in a little bit of oil.
Sweet in here. That's what I'm putting in.
So we'll just fry that in a little bit of oil.
See, rice, cauliflower rice. Rice, cauliflower rice. Look at this.
Magic.
Can't convince the boys though.
Alright, so I'm just going to steal some of the tasty chicken and bacon and Chinese roast pork from the main wok. And a little bit of onion. There we go. Enough for you.
Plenty.
And let's add rice.
This is the real rice, the cauliflower rice going into the main fry pan. Well, yeah, we used to do these in batches. I remember that.
Oh, you'd have to. Like trying to keep up with teenagers, you'd end up with like 2 wokfuls, and you might just slow them down a bit. Yeah, just throw food at them and stand back. See the nice big grains of rice, and they really separate out nicely from the fried rice.
See how long? La 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 la.
No. Though the kids did try and use this rice for sushi or an equivalent moulded rice recipe, and it didn't work very well.
That's with long grain. That's for short grain.
Yeah, you need the good short grain rice for that. So the right rice at the right time. And we used to joke, because if you make this in too large a batch, what happens is it goes a bit soggy. And we used to joke, well, that was risotto. You know, if it didn't quite work out, well, we're making risotto tonight, but because we don't have to make it in such large batches anymore, we can keep the heat up, and we're not trying to do too much at once. And that was the secret. You're just trying to do too much at once, and the poor old rice wouldn't be able to fry, and it just sort of stewed. We're just about there. Now, add egg. Egg into that one. Egg into that one. And this is a nice and quick and easy dinner. You know, there's plenty of opportunity to sneak lots of veggie into this. You know, capsicum, peas, as I said, corn, carrots.
When do we put in the
The spring onion tonight. We will add in very last thing because we don't want that to stew too much.
Also looks pretty.
It does look pretty. And if you let it cook too long, you just sort of...
Let's see at mine.
Look at yours. What did you say? Right at the last minute, yours needs to fry a little bit first. Because the pan needs to come up to heat. And that is just about done. Now, that looks pretty good, but not good enough. So we'll take that off the heat. Stay there. Where step 2 of magic happens.
It gets very boring, so I'm going to say it's a knife.
Ketchup mayonnaise, sweet soy sauce.
Not keto friendly.
So not keto friendly, and look, I thank you Indonesia, I thank you Maudi for introducing me to this. Is amazing. Alright, a generous drizzle. Esther, you get none.
No, I get none.
This is just normal soy. This is just a normal dark soy.
What's the difference? Like you've got naturally brewed. What are the differences in the soy sauces?
You get light soy, you get dark soy, you get mushroom soy. Each has a slightly different flavour. And in some dishes it's really important. In your fried rice it is going to give a slightly different flavour, but you know, let's not get too... it's such a... Each batch tastes very different.
And look, if you can afford to get that sweet soy sauce, it's amazing.
Can put in some seasoning there.
See, that I can have.
Yeah, we're going to put that into Esther's when hers is at this stage.
I grew up on that. We used to have that in our condiments, like you know how you have your salt and pepper and stuff on it.
And a little bit of sesame oil.
We also used to have chili jam.
Sambal.
So yeah, when I was young, maybe it's why I never really took much to chili. I thought it was jam. And my mum, she sat back and she watched me.
Well, there's only one way you can learn.
Take a big fingerful of that. And yeah, needless to say, I was straight over to the tap, hanging my head under there, getting the water through. And my mum she goes, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, just have a drink."
And she never stole jam again.
We're trying to steal jam then.
Yeah, well, yeah. Best lesson ever.
Very thirsty.
So Esther's is just about done, and just stirring that through.
So yeah, you can put chili through this. Again, Ben and I, very particular I am. We can't have capsicum since we've had our gallbladders removed. It's not good for, well, it's not good for us nor people around us. So we don't have any capsicum or chili in it, but Thomas will add chili to his dish. It's something you can add all those types of ingredients. And of course, if you were doing an Indonesian dish, you'd have way more chili in there.
Oh, so much more chili. And salt.
Maybe
yeah, well, that's the thing is, because you're doing a bulk lot, I sort of season it lightly with the soy and the sweet soy, and that way everyone can add more to their dish when they take it.
So yeah, like it does kind of, it looks like rice.
Tastes like rice? It's weird. Cauliflower's a magic weird stuff. So that is dinner tonight.
The boys will be into that soon.
Yeah, so we'll throw a recipe up, and really simple, really quick, and it's one of those cook with what you've got recipes. Alright, enjoy guys!
Yeah, enjoy guys. See you next week.